Everybody, we're back. I am apparently going to be having Dave along shortly, I think. So we'll have to wait and see when he turns up. But I'll give him a nudge and just say, "Come on, we're started." 2 seconds. There we go. So, how is everybody today? Everybody good? Hope so. If you're not, you're more than welcome to share. Not that I'm not guaranteeing I'm going to be able to solve all your problems, of course, but you're more than welcome to share. We have no rules and restrictions in this chat. Everything goes. Well, apart from the obvious ones, racism and the likes, but any issues or any opinions or all the likes, more than welcome, more than happy to share. We've talked about everything from the Russian-Ukrainian war to COVID to all sorts of things. Literally all sorts of things. To toothache. We were actually talking about toothache on the last... No, not the last stream before, I think it was. Anyways, so I'm going to get cracking with this. I have sent Dave a message to say that I'm on, so he may tag along very shortly and join us. I think I've also fixed, although I'd have to actually test it, I think I've fixed the audio from Dave's side. On the last stream that we did together, he was very, very quiet, but it's because I had the desktop on. Are we back? Are we back? Yes, we're back. Sorry about that. PC froze up. No, it wasn't your Facebook, it was my PC. My PC froze up for a second there, so it's been doing that a lot just recently. No, you're fine. You're fine. We're all good. So anyways, as I was chatting away to myself, not realising that the PC had crashed, so we start off with a little 4x4 square, and the aim of the game is to build up, make a big raft, well, a bigger raft, as you can see, and we're just exploring the ocean, looking for landmarks to investigate, find new stuff, find new technologies for the raft. All the while being hounded by a great big shark that we know is named Bruce. So I don't need seawater at the moment. I'm going to see if I can get a glimpse of Bruce. He should be, there he is. Come in, where's he at? There he is. That's our buddy Bruce. Sneaking up ready to munch. And he did munch. I didn't move fast enough. My laptop will burn from 2 monitors. Well, I would think the other monitor would burn before the laptop did. So, what were we doing? I was doing something the last time round and I stopped. And I can't remember what it was I was actually attempting to do, whether I needed to finish clearing the island or not. I think I've cleared the island. I just need to... Oh, I was going to go... Oh, right, okay. I remember what I was doing now. I was going to go out and get... There's some metal ore under the water. And that's what I was attempting to go and get. Hold on a minute. Let's see if we can... Just before I do that... just going to have a quick look at my settings. Go to... What we're going to... input device, I think that's what it is. Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, ignore me. I'm talking crap. Right, so I've got some wood. I need rope. I need 1 bolt, 6 scraps, which we picked some up from. Where did we pick that up at? Pretty sure I picked it up from diving under the water. So we've got 6 scraps. We need 2 ropes, which are over here. We're going to craft ourselves a new scrap hook because mine is about to break. Move that down a little bit. So I'm going to put that one there. I'll switch those out. Right, so we're going to go and take out Bruce. Because I can't do this with Bruce in the way. Nope. Not today, Bruce. So it takes, with the arrows that I'm currently using, I'm using full metal arrows. They take 10 shots to take out the shark. Whether it be, whether you're using the bait or letting him smash your raft apart, or if you do it the way that I'm currently doing it, it takes 10 shots. Okay, and one more should do it, but I need him to be up. If he's lying down on the seabed, there you go. If he's lying down on the seabed, it makes it really difficult to recover your arrows. So we try and take him out as close to the surface as possible, and then it's easier to, like I say, and there's none in him today. Last night I lost an arrow and it turned out that it was actually inside Bruce. It had gone into his mouth and like right into his body, so... Oh crap, oxygen. Right, so we've taken out Bruce, so now we can dive. So we're going to equip... We made an oxygen bottle last night so we can dive further for longer. And we're going to start collecting up some of this. We've got copper ore and iron ore. Well, it's metal ore. It doesn't actually specify what type of metal it is. Just metal ore, so I'm assuming it's iron. The copper ones are the great big ones. Here we go, this is where the metal was. I got to about here and then couldn't actually Couldn't actually mine it because of the fact that I kept running out of oxygen, which is why we made the oxygen bottle last night before coming off. There's some more there. And even more. Yeah, metal, you use metal for a hell of a lot when you're actually building, constructing. Is this something like Subnautica? Looks good. Yes, it is, but you're not crashed on an alien planet. You are literally, when you start the game, new game, you're literally just on a raft in the middle of the ocean. There's no precursor events that lead to it. It's just you're literally just floating on a raft, and you need to start rebuilding your raft, if you will. And obviously you go off, you explore key areas. So like the first one's an old oil derrick. Oh fuck, I've just dropped that. Seriously, I've literally just dropped my hook. Right, I'll see if it's floating on the surface, because it usually does. Metal's buoyant in this game. There it is. That's my metal hook in a box. Even better settings for me then. Thanks a lot. Yeah, it is a really good game, and I think it's 4-player multiplayer. It might be more, I'm not sure, but as far as I know, you can definitely have 4 people playing at the same time. I know that much. Whether it's 8 people or not, I'm not sure. But no, you can get 4 people playing all at once, and it is it's really good when you get sort of further into it. You start exploring like the oil derrick, for example. You start exploring that. There's all sorts of little nooks and crannies that have got hidden loot that you can go and collect, and you've got to work your way to the top to get a set of blueprints for it's a flashlight, so you can make a flashlight from the blueprints from that. We have a thank you for sharing, Emma, or liking, Emma. Yep, like I read that wrong. So yeah, we might even get Emma come and join us tonight. Oh God, Bruce is back. Yeah, the shark respawns. By the way, it's Peter C. Yeah. God damn it. Right, so I'm going to place some planks because you can't cook nothing without planks. Oh, hi! Right, so we got, what do we get? 8 coppers? Yeah. So we're going to head upstairs and head to the head to the smelters that are currently empty. I don't think there's any. No, there's no wood in them. Do I have any wood? Nope. 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 Right, so we're going to have to set off. Alright, remove the anchor. And we're just going to float around and crash, shall we? Looks rather like it. Right, come on. Get yourself turned a bit. And then we'll kind of float straight, I think. The problem is that we've got some nets. We made some nets yesterday for the raft, which collect rubbish as you're going along. And if you're not in a straight line with your nets, you don't catch anything. If all your nets are going in the same direction and you're floating in the same direction that all your nets are facing, you don't actually get them. You don't pick anything up. It's literally it'll just pick it up in a straight line. So you've got to kind of have your raft sitting so that it's flat against the direction you're drifting in. We'll see if we can maybe show you how that works. Look. Yeah, no. It's not going to do it. Okay, never mind. We are about to get into a big slipstream of rubbish anyway, so it's fine. You'll see it. And don't worry, the creaking isn't anything breaking for any of you guys. It's my stomach. My dude is hungry. I also need to get some water as well. And then I need to think about doing some fishing because I am just about out of food, actually. Yeah. Cooked shark. We've got one plank that we can put down there. So we're going to eat our shark. God damn it, we're not even lined up properly. Never mind. Yes, and I can put my sail back on as well. We have a sail. In fact, if we just put this sail straight, that'll put the sail straight. That should move us in a straight direction as well. So, oh, that's broken. Why is it broken? Why is it broken? We've also, you'll have seen that we've got birds hanging about on the boat as well. We can collect feathers from those, and we can also collect meat. That's all good. Oh god, I'm dying of thirst now as well. And I'm going past barrels that I'm not even paying attention. Trying to get everything else working properly. That's a bit better. Now it's working properly. Right, so we need our bottle. I'm going to fill that with fresh water and drink some. And I'm going to grab some salt water and put it back in the purifier. Bye, island. So we need more wood. That's our primary goal at the moment, is to collect some more wood, because we need to expand the raft a little bit. Question out of track. Any plans for Miziax games? What's Miziax games? Miyazaki's games. I can't say names like that. Don't even attempt to try and get me to say names like that. What's a Miyazaki game? If that's like Elder Scrolls or whatever, then... No, Elden Ring, then you're going to be sorely disappointed, because I suck at that game. Like, literally suck at that game. I haven't missed any barrels. Right, why are we not floating in a straight line? I need to adjust the sail slightly. Wood. Wood. Got ya. Sekiro Iro, yeah. Even better then. Armored Core, Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne. Yeah, no, I suck at all of those. Bloodborne, I actually didn't realise that Bloodborne was made by the same people that make Dark Souls, and I was sitting there going, oh yeah, it's really cool, and, you know, I got it for the PlayStation. Actually came with my PlayStation when I got it. And I was looking forward to it, because all the trailers were amazing, and the gameplay looked good, and then I started playing it and couldn't get past the first group of mobs. And hated it, and I was like, ah! And then I realised it was made by the same people that made Dark Souls, and I was like, yeah, no, that's why I suck. I don't know what it is. I mean, I've played Devil May Cry, for example. Done that. Fall Guys, yeah, I will agree, Fall Guys is good fun. I suck at that too, but that's mostly because other people get in my way and knock me off. But, oh, quick. Oh, shit, I missed it. I'll get it now. Got ya. Yeah, so... Yeah, I just suck at Dark Souls. Suck at Elden Ring. I've never even attempted to play Dark Souls 2 or 3 because I can't get past the first. I don't even know if it's a boss. The big suit of armour that you come up against, I don't know whether it's a boss or just a mob, or... I can't get past it. And like I played Devil May Cry growing up, so games where you've got to kind of dance about and dodge a bit, and you know, avoid taking damage, because I mean, especially at the higher levels, you just get destroyed. On Devil May Cry, if you're not watching what you're doing and keeping up your combos whilst also keeping up your defenses and your evasion, bosses literally just rip through you. So I don't know why it is that I can't get my head around Dark Souls. Maybe I'm just getting too old. I'm too old for Dark Souls. And some clever bugger's going to turn around in the comments and say, "You're never too old for Dark Souls. You're too old, you should be dead." Dark Souls 3 tutorial boss is harder than most of the half the bosses in the game. Kind of overkill. Isn't that the same with Elden Ring, though? The very first boss that you're not actually supposed to defeat, but you can defeat if you're very, very good, very skilled. You can... because I've seen videos that you can actually get the sword and the shield from the first boss if you can defeat the first boss, but you're not supposed to be able to defeat it. It's rigged. It's a rigged fight. Right, I've got some more shark. I'm going to nom that because, again, I'm dying of hunger. Seems to be the biggest problem on this raft is that you're always running out of food. Always. It's crazy. Except when I play with Emma. When Emma's playing with me, she's usually always fishing and then cooking that fish, so never run out of food when she's helping me. But otherwise, yeah, I'm forever running out of food. So I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to destroy that in case it destroys... I need to get rid of that and turn all of this bit into nets. I need to expand out first. That's what I was doing first. So we need to do like that. Because we need a 3x3 block for an anchor. Like so. Oh, Bruce is attacking my freaking raft again. Of course he is. I've had everything reinforced and locked down so he's not been able to chew anything on my raft, and as soon as I built something new... Where'd he add? Where'd he do? That one. Yeah, as soon as I put down a new bit, look, he's just destroyed it. He's obviously missed tearing my raft apart, so... Right, so we can go up here and get some... No, that's copper, we don't need that. We do need, however, metal. So we need to smelt some of this. Signature for Miyazaki to do things like that, to make it rigged but possible. His games are fair, but you have to play with them and not against them. I will stop sidetracking you from Raft in your gameplay. No, that's fine. Like I said, we're here to just talk crap and play games. So, some games I'm rather good at, like Solitaire. Other games I suck at, like Dark Souls. Oh, my Asterixes are coming up on Facebook tonight, are they? Right, so I need to make a proper anchor, which is what we've been looking to get. I need two more planks, 3 more ropes, 3 metal ingots, which I think I have. Yep, I do. And a hinge, which I have. So I literally just need the rope and the wood. And is there any wood here? No. 1. Can I make an anchor? Yes, I can. Now I just need to reinforce the area so that Bruce doesn't eat my anchor part. Oh. Okay. That works too. Nice. So the boxes contain all sorts of useful goodies, just in case you were wondering. You can get food, scraps. Love Final Fantasy 15, so... Worse I am at the game, the more I love it, and I love Final Fantasy. You are really good, actually, so stop putting yourself down like that. Had no issues with any of your gameplay on Final Fantasy, so keep at it. You're doing a good job. And your tanking the other night was really good as well, so don't put yourself down, my friend. Did I just waste all of my... No, I didn't. Where's my nails? There it is. Add his nails like... Right, I'm going to put that scrap away. So we need metal ingots, so I can reinforce 5 bits of this with fortify. 3, 4, and 5. And I need that bit done. And I should have those metal ingots should be... Yeah, they're ready. Nice. Pop that away and switch it out for this. Oh, that's a big island. And I'm at the other side of it for a change. Is that 2 islands? No, I think it's just one really big one. I think. Oh, feathers, we get them. Feathers we use to make what do we make with feathers? Oh, we make arrows. Of course we make arrows with feathers. Missed it. And let's try and get that one. Got ya. Honestly not sure what's going to be underwater here apart from the shark. Oh, there's some scrap there. Sand. Sand's the more lumpy looking stuff. Clay, you get clay as well, and that's a lot smoother looking in texture. Okay, right. Let's drop anchor. That's close enough. Gonna get some water. Gonna have to start thinking about making a fishing rod too. And 2 barrels, nice. Not gonna argue with that. Right, so put the rope away. Plastics away, palm leaves away. Palm leaves are used to make rope, but you also use them to make things like beds and various other bits and pieces around your raft. I needed one more metal ingot, didn't I? Or did I have it? I can't remember. Doesn't matter, we've got more now. So we're going to reinforce this point, and this point. So now Bruce can bugger off. I'm going to remove the bed just for a moment, and we're going to move it upstairs. There we go. Just because. And then I can start starving to death again. Oh fuck it, we'll do some potatoes. I've got potatoes in my bag, look. There you go. You can actually grow potatoes on your raft as well. Still have WoW mentality. Until I am good enough to do most duties on autopilot without feeling any mechanics, I will not feel like I'm good enough. You are too kind. I'm just being honest. At the end of the day, a tank's job, especially on Final Fantasy, because Final Fantasy is not a difficult game at all. Tank's job primarily is just to soak up the damage and make sure that no mobs are attacking your healer. And after that, it doesn't really matter what you do. As long as you're doing those 2 things perfectly, you're fine. Healers, obviously, keep your tank stable and then keep everybody else alive as you can, as you go along. And DPS is literally just stick your head on the keyboard and roll it all over the keys. Make sure you do as much damage as possible. So it's, you know, it's not like WoW is. You have to have the right gear, you have to have the learning curve down, you need to have all the mechanics down. If you're the wrong tank, you're out. If you're the wrong healer, you're out. It's WoW is so elitist, it's ridiculous. And I found that. I mean, I've played WoW. I've been in raiding guilds. I've been in my own guild. I've been solo for a long time. I was in a dead guild for over a year, where it was literally just me logging in every day. I mean, I've played every variant of WoW that you can imagine. You know, every scenario, and it's not. Final Fantasy is completely different. I mean, the whole community and everybody helping each other out, and the whole roulette system as well. I mean, if you turn up as a brand new player into the roulettes on Final Fantasy, you don't get criticised for it. People wait for you to watch the cutscenes. People turn around and give you advice as to how to tackle a boss. It's such a different environment from WoW. I mean, I should have been playing. I wished actually that I'd spent my money on Final Fantasy years ago instead of World of Warcraft, because that just all turned into a big pile of nothing. I stopped playing and I've never been back since. So, and that was back just before the release of Shadowlands. Well, I say just before the release. It wasn't even just before. It was about 6 months before Shadowlands released. And I just said, nope, I quit and I haven't been back. So I should maybe sell my account on eBay. See what it's worth. It's probably worth fuck all, because I haven't got I haven't got any of the new content done. I haven't got the 2 new expansions. Well, no, Shadowlands and the one that's coming out after it, but I don't think it's out yet. I haven't got any of that. I haven't been interested. It's just a case of, well, I was mostly annoyed because they shafted me with the amount of levels I'd actually put into the game, and then all of a sudden, no, you're not getting that. You can bugger off. We're going to squash your levels and make you effectively a noob again. And I was like, well, no. That's a really shitty way to treat your fan base, so I stopped playing. It wasn't just me, though. A lot of people did the same thing. And again, a lot of people have abandoned WoW to come to Final Fantasy. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of WoW refugees on FF. And I don't blame them. FF's an absolutely amazing game. So much to do. Every time you think, right, that's it, I'm at the end of that bit. No, there's something else for you to do. And, it's just incredible. The amount of detail. The entire emote system, that blew me away when I was... Hey Matthew, good evening. Remember to like and share and follow, or I'll come after you in the night. No, I mean the way that the emote system works in Final Fantasy is so incredibly complex compared to anything you got on WoW. I mean, WoW, you had a dance and you could tell jokes and that kind of stuff, but it wasn't. I mean, there wasn't the facial expressions. There wasn't the sheer volume of emotes that you actually get in Final Fantasy. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. Just how much there is to actually do in that. Food. I was going to get food, wasn't I? No, I wasn't. I was going to get wood to start up the furnaces again before doing anything else. And I'm going to shoot these 2 birds. Because why the hell not? 1, 2. Oh, no, missed. 2. So we're going to harvest these for feathers and meat, and I'm going to chuck the meat on their fires downstairs, because a man on a raft's got to eat, and you can't live on whatever the hell I've been surviving on so far alone. I don't want to use all my drumsticks though, because I mean, I've got 13 in there. I could have been using those before, but you actually get buff food in this. Later on you can make, it's called coconut chicken. Oh god, I shouldn't have eaten all the coconuts either, actually. I was saving them for my coconut chicken. Never mind. No, you get recipes later on. You actually get like a proper cooking pot, and you can make all sorts of food, which buffs your, increases your total stamina and things. It's my first MMA. That was my first MMO I ran to from WoW. Garden Warfare 2 is too far behind FF as well. No, Guild Wars. Never played it, and I'm not ashamed to say that I never played it because I was a WoW fan. Just is what it is. Back in the day, it was either you played Guild Wars or you played WoW. Nobody played both. Not that I ever knew. And people usually ran away from Guild Wars to come to WoW, so that was usually how that went. And now everybody's running away from WoW to go to FF. Is what it is. Oh Christ, we got a screecher. The big bird flying around that you can see is a screecher. I do not like Black Desert Online. Lineage 2 is too outdated and hardcore to play with without multi-boxing. That's even encouraged by the developers, by the way, there. It's the same with multi-boxing on WoW, though. 4 Story is dead since it was sold. Never played 4 Story either. RuneScape did not catch... Oh, fuck, missed it. Was it RuneScape did not catch me. And I got to FF. I have played very little of RuneScape, actually. Played it back in the day when it was an online... Like, you'd sign on to a website. Couldn't get into it because everybody was playing it and they were miles ahead of me. And I was just like, meh. And I stuck with Pokemon on a very basic emulator. So I stuck with that. But no, and then I've tried sort of getting into it on the mobile version because obviously RuneScape brought out a mobile version. Yep. You don't need. I don't think you need as many arrows for the bird as you do for Bruce. And a pig. Gonna have to take him out as well. The boars on this will gore you to death. They will literally charge you until they murderize you. It's stupid. Got yet? You can drop as many rocks on me as you like, but I'm not going to be defeated that easily now that I've got my metal arrows. Stone arrows suck for this. Don't even try and attempt to do stone arrows. Yeah, no, when it came to Final Fantasy 14, I was actually playing Ascension, which is a WoW private server, which allows you to free pick your class, so you can pick whatever moves you want and build your own character, basically. You don't have to be stuck with, you know, like you can have a hunter that has healing abilities, or you can be a shaman that can tank, or you can literally build your class however you want to build it. Within certain, obviously you've got certain limitations. You can't have every single move, that would be impossible, but like, you know, you could conjure food, you could use the mage spells and be a warrior, you could have healing spells as a warrior, you could be a priest with the ability to use bow and arrow, you can, or dual wield even, because they've built it up to the point where it's working on the Burning Crusade servers. I was getting to that. So anyways, I was playing that for a long time, and Emma turned around and she was like, I'd like you to play this with me. It's free, we don't have to pay anything, and it looks really good, and everybody... Oh shit, I've just broke my bow. Everybody's saying good things about it, so... Installed the trial, started playing it, fell in love with it, and within about 2.5, 3 weeks, we upgraded from the trial account to the full account because we were getting stuck with things like the market board. We couldn't use the market board, couldn't do any of the sort of stuff that you want to sort of progress your game with. We couldn't do any of it, so we ended up upgrading the game to get access to all of that, and then we found, well, I say we found, Gwen found us, found me, invited me to join the FC, and I have been in the same FC ever since I started. That was over a year ago, so. But no, I would have never even considered FF if it hadn't been for Emma. Just because it was always, I play WoW and I'm not playing that, and oh, that's just pish, and yeah, all the bad rep that you got from being a WoW player, basically. WoW is so fucking toxic, it's crazy. You know, you weren't allowed to play another MMO. If you played another MMO and your guild found out, for example, on WoW, you got kicked out of your guild. It was crazy shit. First try on FF14 was a year before I met you and Shin and Alera. Me and Shin and Alera. I am Alera. In Gridania... started as Gladiator, wanted to play melee DPS. Really did not like Ulda. A lot of people don't. Got to level 14 or something and abandoned FF, and I'm glad Blizzard made WoW even worse for me after that. Yeah, I mean, they pretty much drove their game right into the ground. I'm not even gonna lie. A lot of the, like, I played WoW right from the start, right from vanilla. And I absolutely loved WoW as a game. And I got everybody I knew, I got playing it, and you know, we had a big guild with all of my in real life friends from college and that, and Yeah, and they just kind of pissed it all away, basically. We're going to take all your money and we're just going to screw the game up so badly that you regret ever buying it in the first place. I mean, I don't regret my entire sort of playing WoW. I had a lot of good memories on WoW. A lot of sort of tough times in my life. I'd just chuck it on and go and speak to the people in my guild and it was fine. But the toxicity from other people was stupid. I mean, there's no need for... we're all gamers. We're all here to sort of... I started as an archer. Yeah, I started as an archer on FF2, actually. Wait, I've typed you in twice. Sorry. I did pick that up. No king will forever... No king will forever... Lives forever, my son. Oh, aye, Wrath of the Lich King. What a fantastic expansion. They did so well with that one. If you ever speak to Lucrinder about his time on WoW, he will rave about Wrath of the Lich King and how it was his favourite one. He will tell you for hours, literal hours, how much he enjoyed playing Wrath of the Lich King and doing the Lich King dungeons and the raids and all of that. He loved it. Absolutely loved it. I loved it as well. Wrath of the Lich King by far was my favourite of all of the expansions. Cataclysm I didn't like because they just ruined everything. For the first time. I mean, obviously you had WoW Classic, that was great, everybody loved it. They brought out Burning Crusade, and it was just... It was different, it was the first time there was an expansion put on WoW, but it wasn't uncommon for Blizzard to do that with the games, because they had... Warcraft 2 had an expansion, and so did Warcraft 3 in the Frozen Throne expansion. And then obviously the first big expansion, I remember on launch day actually, we were sat at the Dark Portal on launch day and the game broke. Their servers couldn't handle the amount of people flowing through the Dark Portals, so the whole server crashed. Loved Legion. Legion was okay, but it wasn't my favourite. I would say definitely better than Mr. Pandaria. That was just shit. Warlords of Draenor I thought brought it back for me, and I think it brought it back for Lucrinder as well. He very much enjoyed Warlords of Draenor and said himself that it feels like we're playing the original WoW again a bit. They've kind of gone back to their roots and they're doing what we love as players instead of just doing what they want, which we all hate. So I think he enjoyed that one. Legion, like I said, was okay, but it got a bit tedious. And then Battle for Azeroth, it was so tedious. And you're in one area. I mean... I got you, shit. Go on, you fall down like that. Dragged all the whole way down. Just don't go in the ocean. I mean, yeah, like I said, Battle for Azeroth, for me, was very, very, very tedious in the fact that it was just... you had an island with 3 areas, and that was it. And they were so open. I've lost all my arrows here, have I? I got 2 of them back. I had 14 when I started. Never mind, I'll have to make some more because I can't take out Bruce with 8 arrows. That's crazy talk. So yeah, I mean, Battle for Azeroth. I played the Alliance side. I started playing the Horde side because I've got characters from both sides at max level. Yeah, bugger off, pig. I mean, I had I can't even remember what the level cap was. I had a level 120 Horde. Oh, shit. I had a level 120 Horde and a level 120 Alliance by the time I finished. And I'd played through Theramore, I think it was. I got you, shit. I played through Theramore, played through the whole Zandalari bit, and it was just... I was questioning my life choices at that point. And then obviously heard about what they were going to do in the update and just thought, nah, sod this and stop playing. Best decision of my life. I was a bit lost though, I'm not going to deny that. When you've invested so much time into something like WoW for... Well, 2 islands and then an underwater area. Oh yeah, like the... I don't even know what you'd compare it to. That was Cataclysm, that I think you're thinking of, is it? The underwater area, and then you had Deepholm, and Mount Hyal. There's another couple of new areas. Oh, the Arathi Highlands. You left it at the right time to. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I finished my WoW career and I never went back. I wouldn't even want to go back. Sign on and let's see what they actually did to the game, because it would be so different. It would be a completely new game to what I used to play. I did enjoy the fact that they brought back WoW Classic, and that they're bringing back like Burning Crusade. They're about to launch that, I believe. And I saw rumours somewhere online that they were going to put it all the way back up to Wrath of the Lich King, because that's what everybody, literally every WoW player who has played it from vanilla, has asked them to put it back to Wrath of the Lich King and then leave it there for the classic servers. And I mean, I'm not even going to deny that it would be incredibly tempting to go back and play those games, but I mean, I've had my time on WoW. I've done it. I've been there. I've seen it all. Done it all, apart from the 2 new expansions, obviously. Wrath of the Lich King was announced. That goes to show how far out of the loop I've been. Last time I ever heard anything about it, it was rumours. Just rumours. Burning Crusade wasn't even a thing. It was literally, somebody says that they might be taking it to Wrath of the Lich King. So, but no, I'm glad I got out when I did. Saved myself a few pennies. Do not believe I have the strength to see it ruined to me. The game is solved and it won't be the same. No, I agree. It's never the same. I mean, playing through the other expansions and then going back to WoW Classic. I know I enjoyed WoW Classic when I was actually, because I was playing that at the same time as playing the normal WoW. And I'd go on to normal WoW for about 2 minutes, do whatever it was I needed to do, come off it, and then go back onto Classic. Just, like you would when you were checking mail on all your characters and so on, auctions and things. And I started doing that with sort of the main game. I'd jump on, just have a check, make sure everything was running okay, come off it, go back onto Classic, and I'd stay on Classic for... I was on there for a good while. And then it just kind of, you get to the max level and you think, well, I've already already done that. Buy Dragonflight to see what they will do. Won't put my hopes high. That I wouldn't even bother. I'd just stick with WoW. And that's the wrong advice. I wouldn't even bother. I would just stick with FF. FF's obviously Final Fantasy's working through the patches at the moment, and they have got something big planned for their next expansion. So they have teased to us. So. I would definitely stick with FF. Don't go back to WoW. There's no point. It's not even worth wasting your money on anymore. And I would tell anybody that, which one would you pick, FF or WoW? Well, don't waste your money on WoW. It's a waste. Absolute. Just, you might as well take the money that you'd spend on the expansion and set fire to it. In my personal and honest opinion, that's what I would do with the money that I would spend on an expansion for WoW. Blizzard stopped caring about their fan base years ago. Never mind just with the last expansion or the last couple of expansions. It was literally years ago. They've made their money. They've made more than a fortune, and they don't give a shit anymore. We actually worked it out. 7 million people worldwide player base. 8 million, whatever it was. And we were sitting there working out what the subscription would be per month, and you're talking like $8.99. If you were to sort of standardise it to $8.99, £9 a month, times by 8 million. I mean, the numbers are crazy. Per month, they were making truck tons of money. And I don't know their finances and incomings, outgoings, and all the rest of that. But the actual money just from the subscriptions was huge. And then on top of that, you had. You had like the shop, so you were putting more money in, investing more money in still mounts and like WoW tokens, things like that. So, an MMO player, I want to know what each MMO feels to me, and still have many friends on multiple WoW servers. That's my reasons for WoW. Absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't tell anybody to stop playing if they do have a good hell, I wouldn't tell anybody to stop playing if they actually enjoyed it, but I don't. And if when it comes down to choice, if somebody asks for my honest opinion, I give it. Final Fantasy is far superior to WoW in every way. Hell, just the multi-class part, the whole multi-class, being able to play everything on one character, blew my mind. I was sitting there, had an archer, and I thought, right, I'll pick up, I don't know, carpentry, and I think it was leatherworking as well. And I was like, but is that going to need skinning? And no, you don't need skinning for doing leatherworking on FF. And then I was like, oh, but there's botany, and can you take all the secondary professions? And obviously the same mentality coming from WoW, and you've got to think about these things per character. And then picked up a quest for, obviously I was an archer, picked up the quest for the Lancers, and I was sitting there going, holy shit, I can be both. And then realised that you could be everything. And I have taken that well within my stride while I've been playing. And I think that's the best aspect about it, is you don't need to have lots and lots of characters. We choose to have lots and lots of characters, and you find that WoW players are the worst for having massive amounts of alts. Because that's the mentality. Per class, you have one character. On WoW, there was no two ways about that. But FF, they made it where anybody can be anything. You can play the game however you like. You can literally sit and dick about in Gridania as a level 1 for months. Never have to do anything in the game. You can literally just go on and be social. I've seen it. Recommend FF over most MMOs, but still feel that somebody should enjoy more Lost Ark or RuneScape. I will recommend them these. I'm kind of a well of MMO recommendations between friends of my friends. No, it's the best way to be. Devil's advocate. But I have a very strong opinion on which MMOs I like and which ones I don't anymore. Like I said, I played the Ascension servers on WoW just to sort of get my fix, really. Like people that used to smoke, and you've always got that sort of, well, I say it always, some people don't, but sometimes you get people that have the craving, they want a cigarette, or they'll smell it and just go, oh, and they kind of miss it. Emma's like that. She's pulling faces at me at the moment, pulling sad faces, because she gets that feeling every now and again. She can't stand the smell of it, but she misses the sort of the sensation of smoking. She used to smoke. But it's like, so obviously sitting there going, I kind of miss WoW. But rather than paying for full WoW, I signed up for the free Ascension servers, which is WoW, just you get to pick whatever you want to be. And that to me feels like they could, that's something that you can actually get on FF. And if they were to incorporate that into full WoW, that would be a lot better if you could sort of pick and choose what you... it was the whole skill trees from Classic, before they changed it all in... I think that was Cataclysm. They actually got rid of the skill trees. Right up until Wrath of the Lich King, you could pick your talents and you could actually build a customized class. You didn't have to do what everybody else is doing. And again, they simplified it in Warlords of Draenor. So like level 15, you got to pick one of 3 talents, and level 30, you got to pick one of 3 talents. And but before, you actually got to properly build your class to the way you wanted to play it, and it felt a lot better. So, reworking the talents and returning skill trees in the next data disk. They can try and pull me back in, but it's never going to work. I am done. Blizzard has had my money, and they're not getting any more. I'll still play the original. I like 1, 2, and 3. Warcraft, not World of Warcraft. You'll have 2 trees, class and specialization, and it looks great. Yeah, that's pretty much what you had before. Not so much with the class, but the specializations. Like mages, for example, you had fire, ice, and arcane. Hunters were beast mastery, marksmanship, and survival. And you had talents, but it wasn't just that you just picked one tree and that was it. You were stuck with it. You could switch, like you could have 5 points in this one, and then you could put some points into survival, for example, and then You could do your beast mastery all the way down to a certain point, save up your points and get some points into marksmanship, and then a couple in. I think you had enough for a couple left over in survival. Playing as a. Is it an archer? Can't even. Hunter. Playing as a hunter. That was my. I love classic priests, rogues, and mages. I think priests got a lot better when they fixed discipline, and I think that was in. I think that was Wrath of the Lich King. Actually, I hated priests. I didn't have a priest for years. I had a hunter, had a warrior, had a paladin. What else did I have? I had a warlock. I loved playing warlock. I had like one of every class, but priest was just never there. I hated priests. I just couldn't get into them. I fucking hated healing with them. Hated leveling them because obviously you're a healer, and as a holy priest in particular, you are just pure healing. You can't level. Not like that. You had to take one mob at a time, and you were spending 3/4 of your mana healing yourself because priests have no armor, no health, basically. And it sucked. I hated it. And then they brought out Disco Priest. They reworked them, I think, in Wrath of the Lich King, like I said. And I loved it. You were doing... every time I was playing, I was always top of the DPS list. Every time. As a priest. And I was always at the top of the healing list as well. Nobody ever died. It was the... I can't remember the move. Basically, your one standard cast. You know, like your main attack... spell, if you will. I can't remember what it was called at the time. It's probably changed now. But you used to just cast that over and over and over, and every time you cast that, it would 50%. No, it wasn't even that. I think it was like 20% of that damage would then go to the nearest person who needed healing. So you were like doing damage and healing at the same time. But it was so unbalanced. It was crazy, and you were just sitting there blasting everything to bits. And getting at the top of the DPS list, top of the healing list. Everybody hated him because priests are taking over everything. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Shadow in TBC, Burning Crusade. Blizzard somehow trashed DPS healers. Mong and Disco are doing like half Holy Priest and Resto Shaman damage right now. Somehow. Yeah. Monk and Disco. I did love playing as a Disco Priest. Discipline was amazing. But Hunter, I mean, I started as a Hunter and I played as a Hunter. Majority of the time I was always either a Hunter or a Paladin. Every time I jumped server, starting on a new server, or my pals were moving over to a new server, it was always, I'd start off as a Hunter or a Paladin. Paladins because you get very quick dungeon queues, and Hunters because obviously you had your pet, and nearly everything, by the time you got to sort of level 30-40, you could solo all the low level dungeons. You could make money selling the Defias gear because that always sold really well on the market board, the auction house. No, I mean that was my go-tos. Mistweaver as a healer to play, but in WoW I prefer tanking before healing. I didn't. I preferred healing to tanking because I played as a Resto Druid when I was healing, so that's probably explains everything about why I enjoyed healing. Resto Druids back when you actually had the tree form you could actually turn into, and it actually worked as a proper form. I loved doing that, but then they changed it, and Resto Druids don't need a tree form anymore because we're rebalancing the spells, so you don't need it. And I was like, but it's not the point. And then you got it as a glyph, and it wasn't the same. And you know, there's a lot of things over the years that have changed, and I don't like. And I don't like the way Blizzard have just gone, well, we're not interested in what you guys think. This is the direction we're taking the game in, and if you don't like it, tough tits. You don't have to pay your sub. And then you kind of get dragged along for the ride, and you get used to it, and you go, right, okay. I didn't like it at first, but I'm used to it now. I'm okay with it. And then they change it all again, and you're like, what the actual fuck, you know? Oh, it just annoys me. It's not so much the game either. It's the it's the company that runs it. That's the bit that annoys me the most. Primarily because they don't give a shit. They're all about making money, and they've made that very clear over the years. They're all about making money. They actually endorse playing multiboxing, and they've got tutorials from actual Blizzard staff members on how to start multiboxing. Because, well, you have to pay for 5 subscriptions, so that's, that's, you're not paying £9 a month when you multi-box. You're paying, I mean, what, £45 a month for 5 subscriptions. I mean, that per year, that's £450, £540 a year if you're paying it, once a month at £9 a month. So Blizzard love people that love to multi-box. You saw them all the time, and nobody did anything about it. Mental. I hated it. I hated seeing it. Mostly because I couldn't afford to do that, and I wouldn't have the patience either. I thought it was funny when you sat and watched it, and then all of a sudden one of the multi-boxed characters would go rogue, and it just ran off randomly. Bad choices right and left, but raids in WoW are still top tier, but that's it. I always found it very elitist. You had to be the best of the best, and then you had to join up with a raiding guild. And I mean, I lost quite a lot of sort of good friends to raiding guilds over the years because we were a casual guild. We did old content. We went mount farming. We went leveling alts. We were doing all that kind of bit. The fun part. And then they'd go off to the raid dungeons, and they'd be there for a while, and then all of a sudden they're not in that guild anymore because they messed up on a rotation, or they standing in the wrong place, or whatever it was. I mean, there was always an excuse for it, but you always got kicked out because you weren't playing to the level that they expected of you as a raider. Even if you were brand new, you had to play to their level. It was crazy, and if you didn't, you were out. I mean, that's not that's not how you go about clearing a bloody dungeon. Is what it is. But no, like I said, I absolutely don't regret starting on Final Fantasy. I definitely don't regret purchasing any of the extra stuff that I have purchased. My bike, which I didn't even purchase, that was Faye. Faye got that for me. Love it. I have, ever since getting that, I have barely used any other mount. I've used the car a few times. And that's about it, actually. All the rest of the mounts, I kind of just collect them, and they're just sort of sat there. They're just collecting dust in my mount log now. Just because, I mean, the bike, it gives you a speed boost. It plays the bike chase music from Final Fantasy VII, which is great. And it just looks cool. That's been my mount of choice ever since I got it. And then, like I said, I've used the 4-person car for a while. A role-playing guild, role-playing PvP guild, 2 raiding guilds. Experienced all parts. Sorry. Experienced all parts, but ERP, erotic roleplay. I've tried to see what it's like, but failed 2 times for different reasons. I do not regret missing it, though. Again, that's personal preference, really. It's what you're into. I do not like that in FF. We do not share our mounts, etc., between characters. Some you do. The bike is an account-wide mount. You've got... I'm trying to think what other ones are. I'm pretty sure the whale is the 2-person whale, not the 8-person one. We don't talk about the 8-person whale. That's not a topic of discussion we talk about on this stream. The Chocobo carriage, that's also an account-wide one. I think the Fat Cat is, but I might be wrong. There are a few on the store. If you actually have a look, you'll see that it says account-wide. So if you do decide to start an alt, you've got a mount. And the bike is one. I know that for definite because obviously I've got Alera Sylvan and I've got Kryl as well. So So I know for definite that yes, the bike is definitely account bound. But yeah, the ones that you actually earn while you're playing, or the ones that cost a crazy amount of money, like the gold plated Namazu one, whatever it's called, Mikoshi or whatever it is. Obviously, they're not account bound. Achievement mounts aren't account bound. Whereas, and I think WoW does do that better than FF. If you earned an achievement which gave you a certain mount, you could actually take. Some of the achievements were global, so like your flying achievements. If you earned it on one character, you got it on all characters, and so on. And I think WoW has the edge there as far as the mount and travel system goes, but FF pretty much has the rest of it all covered. And like I said, some mounts are account bound, so it kind of works out a bit better. But then, Yoshi P and his team didn't actually consider that people would actually create alts, because one character can play all classes, so why would you ever need an alt? You know, oh, people want to change. Oh, they're making alts because they want to play as an aura female or a male, or they want to play as whatever. We'll just put this stuff on the store that lets you change your race and your appearance and your gender and all the rest of it. You know, the vials of Fantasia that we've all used. Not even going to deny that. Everybody has used it. Apart from Faye, who still has her original vial of Fantasia, I believe. The one that she got from a level 50 quest, she's still got it in her bag. She's sitting shouting in the background saying that she's the only person on the planet that's never used hers. I do not have money to pay for Fantasia every other day. No, unfortunately we don't. And that's the joys of being a WoW player, is we can make alts and we don't give a shit. Or an ex-WoW player in my case. Alts were a thing on WoW. You wanted a priest, you had to make a separate character, separate name, separate everything. You could have it in the same guild, but you couldn't, it was separate to all your other classes. It wasn't a one character gets everything deal. It was literally, if you want a priest, you have to go make another character and come up with a new name. That bit pissed me off the most, actually, with WoW, is that you had one name. You never had first and last name like on FF. You had one name, and if you couldn't nail it, it would ruin the entire character. Like, you would build a character like Warlock. My Warlocks were always called Sylvania. Every time. Paladins were always Tyrin Valor, unless it was a male, and then it was Kael Saith. Female Paladins were always Tyrin Valor. Xenogenic was always my hunter. Every time. Who else? Kel'Thuzar was always a male mage. I don't know why I never played a female mage. I just liked playing as a male mage. Most of my characters were female. I'm not even going to deny that either. But Kel'Thuzar, it was just something about the name, and it had to be a male mage with black spiky hair, and it was always a frost mage until I got to a higher level, and then I switched it to fire, I think it was. And then shamans were just Callisto, actually. Was it? No. Can't even remember. Callisto for the shaman. And it was a Draenei. Starla was always my night elf druid. It was originally when we were on a different server. It was Starling, as in the bird, and then we swapped servers, and I couldn't have the same name, so it changed from Starling to Starla, or Starlia. Starla. That's always the spelling of it was a bit weird, but it worked. Naven Sate was always my rogue, and it was usually always an undead rogue that had the name Naven Sate. 7 max level mages on one server, all arcane. It took our GM a month to realise that all arcanes in guild were me. Huh. Pranks. Wow, pranks. Did I finish clearing this island off? Oh, I need a shovel. I don't think I have one. We need to go into the cave and dig up the soil. And then I'll see about possibly making a net launcher as well, and a little bit of space for... I also need to clear this chest out and move it. I don't want to just remove it like that though, in case it destroys the contents. Right, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna dump all this in here for now. Easiest way. Finish clearing this out and then move it. That was a prank. I just wanted to get more mages to farm mogs. It was not a prank. Okay. That's dedication then. Or craziness. I don't know which one you want to class it as. We'll go with dedication. I think that sounds a bit better. No, I need those. I need metal and... what do I need for arrows? No, it's not a metal spear, metal arrows. Right, feathers, metal ingots and planks. And I've got plenty of planks. I've got 3 metal ingots. There we go. Just made myself some more of those. Oh, yeah, that can go in there. Angelus and selecting it. Then creating an archer hunter for Lona Hayes. Yeah, we on the Ascension private server, there's a mode where you have to get from 1 to 60? Oh, because it was Burning Crusade. So you had to get from 1 to 60. And oh, it was the wild cards, wasn't it? That's what it was. Yeah, so from 1 to 60, and instead of you picking your moves like you can with the standard server, you actually got what was called wildcard mode, and it would pick your moves for you as you leveled. So every 2 levels you'd get a random move out of the entire World of Warcraft list of spells. So it was I can't even remember what mine ended up being. It was like a kind of a mage, but it wasn't a mage because it had like healing as well, and it had really random moves. Actually, there was a lot of rogue moves with it, and it's just completely random. And then, like, if you started off, you could get like auto shot and tame beast as your 2 starter moves. You could start building what was effectively a hunter, and that was, I mean, that's what Emma managed to get that, and then you got a heap of random shitty moves as well, didn't you? But we did it, and we got from 1 to 60 on wildcard mode, and we got a fancy mount that changed colour. It was amazing. I know the Ascension project well, but if you do not follow the meta, PvP is unplayable there. Yeah, I never did PvP. Well, I didn't in the sense that I didn't do like Warsong Gulch and all the other PvP arenas. I did PvP in the you get slaughtered by the opposite faction because there's like 10 of them and 1 of you grinding out quests on your own, you know. PvP's not Emma's thing. No, it hasn't been actually. The whole time Emma's been doing any kind of MMOs, PvP is very much not her strong suit. She doesn't like it. Though she can tolerate front lines. To the point where she'll go in, we do the objectives, we leave, we get some XP, and that's effectively that's front lines. So right, now where did all that rest of the shit that I put in there? Right, there it is. I'm not bothered by that right now. That can go in there. Right, got completely sidetracked then talking about MMOs. What I'm currently doing, ladies and gents, is I am setting up, I'm going to cut through here and I'm going to make a line of nets. So we've got a full 1 consecutive line that'll pick up everything as we're moving forward. So Dark Knight's amazing on Frontlines. Still not have figured out FF Frontlines. You have to come with us then, and we'll tell you how to do FF Frontlines. But I might even do some streaming of FF, and we'll do some Frontlines when I do some streaming. I did a 5-hour stream of Final Fantasy one day. It was a silent stream. I wasn't talking, and my camera wasn't on. Because obviously through the day we've got the kids running about, and I don't really want... So I don't want them on camera in the sense that, you know, there's a lot of rules around having children on your webcams, but also because of the amount of noise, I wouldn't be able to talk properly, and then I've got to kind of jump on and off and deal with them all day. So when I was doing a silent stream, effectively running silent, if I stopped to deal with the kids or whatever, it was just a quick stop. Left the character where it was, did what I was doing, came back, and carried on where I was. So yeah. I will eventually be doing some streaming through the day, but until the kids are all in school properly, it's not really going to happen. So, and that'll be after the summer. The littlest one starts her last year of the nursery, and then a year after that, it's 6 hours of glorious government babysitting. So I've got then effectively 6 hours a day that I can. Well, next year, yeah. After the summer, in August this year, she starts her last year, and then next August, it'll be. She'll be going into primary one. So yeah, next year, effectively, it's for me. It's she's got one more year of. I work semester to semester with school, not. Well, it's only next year that she's going to be in there, you know. So no, she's got one more year after this year. It's I don't know why I think that way, but I do. It's just the way I did it when I was at school. That was a long time ago. But that's always just the way that I looked at it while I was sort of in the academy doing my thing. So getting on with my education. And it's just kind of followed me along, more than anything. I'm going to pop those into the furnace. These are explosive jellies, which we put in here, and it turns into explosive powder, which we can then make net launchers with, which we can then use to capture animals. Aminals. And it means we need to build a small enclosure for animals as well. Where's fences? There's fences. That'll do. So I'm gonna get 20 woods. I don't know why I'm selecting the wood. I don't need that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. We also need to expand out as well, don't we? So. Right, okay, so that's my little pen, effectively. Sorry if I'm too... No, not at all. Term to term, that's how... I work term to term, not year to year. It confuses the school as well, they work year to year. No, year to year? They work year to year, so... whenever I'm talking about it, my timescale's obviously slightly different to theirs, so they get a bit confused when I'm talking about things. Not that I'm deliberately, I don't intend to confuse them. It's just how I am, basically. Right, I can remove these. I know I'm going to be losing 3 woods, but I'm not bothered right at this moment. I need to get rid of them so I can make my line of nets. I'll tell you what, I'll put these upstairs as well, actually. No, I'm going to leave them downstairs. I'll move them closer to the purifier. I'll put one there and one there. That's fine, and we can still get access to our anchor. So now we can... I know it's a pain in the ass. I'm going to lose the metal from that. And that other chest... You bastard. Bloody axe broke. So this chest shouldn't move because it's actually sitting I would say mostly on this other board here, so I'm not going to stress too much about this one. Though I will take the wood and the plastic out because they're the two, and the ropes, fuck it, and a couple at the right, fuck it. I'll just take it all out. I'll take it all out and I'll move it actually, because now that the chest's empty I can just move it and then I don't have to worry about it. Peace of mind. Better safe than sorry, eh? So now I can put all of that shit back. Although I'm going to need planks. I need planks. I need nails. They're in the other chest. And some more scrap to make some more nails. Okay. So we're going to make some more collection nets. 1, 2, 3 ropes. Okay, and a couple more. So we've got 5. And I need a bloody axe, don't I? Scrap, 2 scraps, and I've got everything else. There we go. Right, metal axe incoming. So then we'll put down these nets. That's 4, and I've got 1 more, so I'll put this at this end. No, I won't, because I haven't got the mats. Flotilla, please, and net down. And I'm dying of thirst. Right. Internet Facebook have dark mode? Yes, it does. You can turn on a dark theme on Facebook on the internet version, the PC version rather. You can do it on your phone as well. Actually, you're not stuck to having it on. Yeah, you can put dark mode on, dark mode appearance on your phone for Facebook as well. Right, I need 2 metal ores. And dying of... What am I dying of now? Hunger. Fuck off, Bruce. Right, I'm going to get some... I'm going to get you some mangoes. I'm going to eat some mangoes. Just because I've got plenty of those at the moment. What am I doing? Feathers away. Right, I need to decant all this stuff into the chest. And I'm running out of wood again. Okay, plastic. Valuable commodity when you're scouring the ocean, because you need plastic for literally everything. That can go away. Ropes, of which I've got 2. Nails go in the other one. What do I need for the... I have not opened FBook, Facebook since your Dead Space stream. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Aye, thanks for the dark mode. Aye, dark mode makes it so... Well, I've had dark mode on since it became a thing on Facebook, because it's... The white background all the time gets irritating in my eye, on my eyes, and I end up with a headache, and then that develops into a migraine. So yeah, the dark mode definitely helps. Right, we needed nets, stones, and ropes, of which I have very little. 4 ropes, 18, 19, 20. That'll get me 5. We turn that into as many ropes as we can. No, something's wrong with my calculation there. So I need 12, that gets me 3. I can't remember how many we need. 16 for 4. 16 ropes. There we go. They can go back in there. So we needed, what else did we need? We needed stones. I've got loads of stones. And the other 2 explosive powders. There we go. And I had enough stones, look. Salmon salad. Salmon salad. I don't need the cup, I've got 1 bottle. I've got 1 bottle. Well, no, I'll pick up the cup. Put it in there. Because Dave uses the cup. So a net launcher, we need 2 scraps, 4 plastics, 1 metal ingot, which is upstairs, and 2 bolts, which I think I have. I haven't got any wood. Shit. Right, okay. Do I have... I've got wood here. So what, 3... Do 3 in each. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Get these birds. There we go. Feathers and meat. Again. Remember to collect your... The problem with this game is that if you do not manually retrieve all your arrows, you lose so many. Like, if you fight Bruce, that's 10 arrows. It's metal arrows. 15 stone arrows, and if you just go and loot Bruce directly, you'll get maybe 4 or 5 back if you're lucky, with both metal or otherwise, which is why you always manually reclaim your arrows before looting the body, which is why I always pick them up, as you've seen me doing. So I need metal, ingots, bolts, plastic and scrap. So I'll go and get the other materials while I'm waiting for those to finish smelting. I've got 1 scrap. Shit. There is scrap in the water. I actually stopped because I saw scrap in the water just here. Somewhere. There it is. Bruce! Watch me get munched. Oh, here he comes. Shit, move. Right, I'm going to take that water bottle off as well, actually. I like the way the arrows work here. Yeah, it's... You actually have to gauge it, because as you'll see, they have an arc. So they are affected by gravity, so you have to... Also, if you're underwater... I'll tell you what, I'll go and take out Bruce. Just so he's not in my way anymore. I can actually pick up some of the stuff that's underwater as well. Where's he gone? There he is. So I'll show you this. So we'll get rid of Bruce. Just for easiness. I don't know where that one went. Oh. 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 You can, if you're quick enough, or lucky enough, you can actually fire 3 arrows and get him with 3 at once. But as soon as he spins around, if you're right next to him when he spins, you're going to get munched. Right. So, no. Well, yes, but not. Let me get my arrows back first. Oh crap, running out of oxygen. No oxygen equals no life. Can't think why, but you know. So, what are we coming down here for? Scrap metal is what we're after. Oh, I'm going to put my bottle on as well. Just so my air lasts a little bit longer. And I'll get the silver algae you use for cooking shark meat with potatoes. If I'm not mistaken. I'm going to grab these barrels while I'm here as well. And the wood. It's what me and Dave would do. We took out Bruce, and then we were like swimming around getting all the shit that we'd missed as we were coming towards islands. And Dave got so far away, it was mad. Was actually a bit worried that everything was going to despawn. The raft and the island and everything, and you'd get lost at sea. Bruce won't, if you lose your raft, Bruce won't actually come after you because he follows the raft and not you. So there is one small advantage, but if the raft floats away, you're knacked. Game over, man. Scrap metal. There is. There is a lot of scrap metal on the what's it, the doohickey, the thingamabob. On the oil rig that we're going to end up getting to, there is actually quite a lot of scrap metal on that, which is handy. But I just need some for now. What have we got? I've got 8. Better than what I had. So, net launcher requires 1 metal ingot and 2 bolts. Yeah, right, okay, that's what I was going to do, wasn't it? Right, so, obviously you've got an arc here. And above the water it's quite good. Whereas if I shoot this here, as you see, the arrow gets affected by the water and goes barely any distance. Oh shit, I've just lost that. God damn it. Yeah, so under the water they actually travel a lot less distance, and that's why obviously you've got to be right behind Brucey when you start shooting him as he's swimming away from you. Because that arc, if you miss, your arrows just, as you saw there, they can fall and just go straight through the floor, or you then have to retrieve them whilst waiting for trying to avoid Bruce coming back for you once he's respawned. So I'm just going to grab all this crap here. I shouldn't see any more refuse now because the rubbish that spawns in the sea actually goes in a straight line, so anything else now will be in the island, effectively. And I'm hungry again. Gonna have to get some crops on the go here, I think. You kidding? Right, okay. No, they're not kidding. Let's get some planks put on and some meat. There we go. Chicken. Dump the shark meat in. Shark meat's really good for filling you up as well, but it's better if you can use it on the cooking pot. That's where I was going with that. Plastics, that scrap's still over here at the moment. I will move this chest eventually as well. Get them all lined up. Shark's heads going in there. You might think it's a bit weird that I'm collecting shark's heads, but it's not, because you can use shark's heads to create biofuel later on, which helps power your raft. And the biofuel, using a shark's head half fills, it creates 1 full biofuel, I think. Easier to just move the 1 and do that. Right, 2 scraps and 4 plastics. No. And we can make a net launcher. 3 and 4. There we go. So gonna grab this food before we starve to death. Top up my water, which I haven't put any fresh. I haven't got any fresh water. Clever bugger. Right, we need a crop lot or several, which requires dirt, planks, and plastic. I can make 1 crop plot. I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. And guess what's inside it? Right, so we can put down 1 lot of crop plots. I have to craft it first, though, bearing in mind. So, in this game, when you actually come to capturing animals, you need crop plots, and crop plots need to be watered. That one, I think, is actually watered. We'll see in a second if it starts making grass. Yeah, that'll do. No, okay, so I think it's fine. Yeah, it's growing grass, so that's fine. So all I need now is some more wood. And we can make a few more of those. So I need a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 more. They require 6 wood, so I need 24 wood off this island. So I think I've gathered all the trees off the island. So what was I after then? Shovel, that's what I needed. Metal ingot, bolt, and 6 planks, of which I have 3, because I just spent all my planks on a crop lot. Or 2. I'm not going to find any more wood here, I don't think, unless I find some in the ocean. And that's a bit of a far stretch. Because I've pretty much gathered all the resources out of the ocean. Oh, he's back. Bruce is back! But he's hanging around by my raft, so that's fine. I'm okay over here. And there's nothing there. I don't think. No. Oh, actually, if we go into the cave, there is actually a chest that we can go and loot. I don't need a shovel to loot the chest. I just need the shovel to... and a chicken. Alright, no, I'll come back for you in a minute. I shall be back. So yeah, you need a shovel to collect those little dirt piles there. But you don't need a shovel to collect the mushrooms, which we use for cooking later on. Ta-da. And the chest, or the supply cache, which is up here. So run, jump, land, disgracefully. There we go. So I have, still not enough, but I do have wood on the boat. This reminds me a lot of Sea of Thieves. Yeah, I actually think Sea of Thieves was mentioned during one of the Q&As with the developers who were talking about answering questions from fans, basically. And I think Sea of Thieves was actually mentioned as one of the inspirations, or part of the inspirational process. I'm pretty sure Minecraft was as well. Oh, stand still long enough, would you? Got ya! Right, now we need a name for my chicken. So y'all can put whatever you want in the comments to tell me to rename it. I will call it whatever you say. Pick up a pineapple. Where the fuck did my chicken go? Oh, come here, you little shit. Mein Gott! Where the fuck did you go? Where the fuck did it go? Did it double back on me? Oh, you little shit. Come here. Tonight's stream, ladies and gentlemen. Twisted Steel chases a chicken around an island. Twisted Steel has become the chicken chaser. Where the fuck did it go? Oh, you little bastard. I'm going to kill you and turn you into a cooked chicken. Never mind anything else. So, note to self, do not pick up pineapples while carrying chickens. Oh, shit, no, don't. Slide down the mountain. This reminds me, Sea of Thieves. Where's my goddamn chicken gone? Pick up the watermelons while I'm not carrying a chicken. So yeah, note to self, do not pick up anything whilst carrying live animals because they run off and they make your life fucking miserable. Because then you're hunting for the fucking little shits. It should still be captured as far as I can just go and pick it up. I shouldn't have to capture it again with the net launcher. I've known that from llamas when you've popped down a llama and it's gone in the wrong spot. And instead of then just wandering about like they do after you've put them in the pen, basically, and they've got grass next to them, they kind of run off, but they're easier to catch than bloody chickens. Talking of, got ya. Right, fuck the chicken. We've got a llama instead, and I am here. Won't be on the turn into Tash. Dave, I bigged you up and everything. Said that you would come and join me. It was going to be a laugh, and I've just been talking shit about games all night. Yeah, bugger. And I lost my chicken. So we need a name for our llama. We've got a llama, ladies and gents, so we need a name for it. Put down your suggestions. I don't mind if they're funny or serious or whatever. As long as they're not racist or any of that shit. And I can't get done for any hate speech. I don't care what you call it. Stop carrying. Yes. Now I've got to go find that friggin' chicken. Because it fucked off on me and all. Well, I didn't. I let it go by mistake. I put it down. It does not have a hat. But we can still call it Carl, if you want. Pretty sure there's a goat on this island as well, actually. I'm sure I went past a goat. I was climbing up to the top. Where's the chicken? I hope you realise, chicken, that if you do not come with me in my sea shanty boat, shantytown boat, sorry, that this island's going to despawn. You're going to drown. Just saying. Right, I'll get some watermelons on the go as well. If it craves human hands, then yes, it is a Carl. Can we give it a hat? No, I don't think you can. I don't think you can dress up the animals with hats. Although that would be kind of cool. A little sun hat on my llama. Well, if you guys are happy with Carl, we'll name the llama Carl. And then when I find the chicken, I'm going to call it Shitebag. Because it is a shitebag. It's on this island somewhere. Chickens can't swim. Like, at all. So I definitely know it's not away from the island. I just can't find where it disappeared to on the island. A sneaky little fucker that it is. I will catch it. And then I'm going to throttle it. And then I'm going to force it to make eggs on the boat for forever. Carl, was it? Yep. We'll call the... it looked peaceful. Too peaceful for it to be true. The llamas on this are actually really good. You shear them for wool. And you use the wool to make... whatever it was that we're making with the wool. Armour, maybe? Or... I can't remember, actually, to be fair. But one of the components for one of the crafts that you can make requires wool, so you need a llama on board. And as it eats the grass that I was showing you with the crop lot, it grows its wool back, so you can shear it indefinitely so long as you keep putting water on the crop lots, which we can because we've got the reusable purifier that requires no fuel, which is the one with the glass. Right, let's get to the top of this island and see if we can find this bloody chicken. Because it'll be... Oh, there's wood. How did I miss that one? Scavenged every other tree on the island except this one. I think it would be a lot better if you could get the big trees as well. So obviously you get tons of wood for doing that. Right, hey. I'm going to call it ho-ho instead. Because it's a ho. Hey-hey's the daft chicken from Moana, by the way, just in case nobody got the reference. Don't tell me I wasted one of my precious nets on a chicken that has now disappeared. It was right. It was there. We saw it running about on the bloody beach. We know where it was. And now it's just fucked off. Maybe Bruce has eaten it. Bruce feels like chicken tonight. God, that's showing my age there, like. Oh. Thought I saw it then. It wasn't. It was the bloody It was the bamboos on the beach. Oh, there's another tree I've missed. Look. I haven't cleared this island as well as I thought I did. That chicken is around this area somewhere. I don't want to leave until I find it. I can't even remember what you need the eggs for. I'm pretty sure it's just a cooking recipe, but... Or it could be something else. There could actually be something that you use them for as part of a craft. But seeing as we've shot and collected it early on in the game, I'd kind of like to chuck it on the raft and get going with it, but it might be that we have to go to a different island, because this chicken is just a shitbag to find. Either that or it's gotten stuck somewhere and I've missed where it's gotten stuck at. In a rock crevice or something. Hell, it could be running about underneath the island for all I know. It could have glitched through the floor. All I know is that I had it in my hand and I thought, right, oh look, there's pineapples or whatever it was I went to get, and I grabbed them and the bloody chicken fell on the floor and ran off. Like a mofo. I'm going to have to get back to the raft anyway because I need some food. We'll also go and name the llama. We're going to go call it Carl. So we've succeeded at least with one animal. You know, it could be around the other side of the island. There's a whole... fuck it, we're going to have another quick look. There's a whole path down this side. Just keeping an eye in case it suddenly runs out at me. No, there's a whole path down here that we could go that I haven't looked at. It could be down here. Stuck somewhere. Lost and alone. There it is, little shit. Right, asshole. You're not supposed to be able to bloody swim. Right, what we're calling this shite bag. Because I will literally call it shite bag if you all don't come up with suggestions that are reasonable. So that's why I couldn't find it, because it was doing a fucking Jesus across the water. It was actually walking across the water. They're not supposed to do that. So Dave's going to come out and say, call it Jesus! Jesus, the miracle chicken. I'm just waiting for it. Or Jesus. Right. Shithead. Fucking... Oh, no, I can't just fire arrows, can I? I need the bow and arrow out. The bow out to fire the arrows. Thank you. So, oh, we need to name the... We're going to name the llama. That's what we're doing. We'll do that first, just while I remember. So we're going to call that one Carl. Because that was the name that was agreed upon. From now on, you are Carl. Done. Stop carrying. And you guys can come up with a name for the chicken. Because I don't like it that much. It's just had me running around this whole fucking island chasing after it. I need 2 nails, and I need to get my hammer out to fortify this net, because otherwise Bruce is going to eat it. And they're bloody expensive to replace, as far as mats go. I'm going to dump all my newly acquired wood in here. And the rest of it's all bloody metalworks, look. So, we've got hinge, scrap. Oh, I need some wood. And we'll dump the... Yeah. Put some chicken breasts on. I don't really want to be using all my chicken breasts either. Chicken legs, sorry, not breasts. Because, again, you use them for a recipe, so... Seeds. You can... The reason why we're collecting seeds as well at the moment is because you can actually plant them and start growing pineapples, watermelons, those kind of things. You can actually put down little garden beds to grow potatoes and... Potatoes, pineapples, beets... watermelons require the slightly larger ones. Mangoes and coconuts you get off the trees, and you can actually grow those too on your raft. So yeah. I need to build... No. Right. Need a half wall. Nope, because we don't have any more wood. Now we do. There you go. Come on, peeps. What's the name of our chicken? I'm pretty sure you can change it afterwards as well. You're not just stuck with the one name. Yeah, you can change it at any time, that's fine. Told you, that's the name we're going with if nobody decided, so... Shitebag the chicken. We need, as well... Sanders, okay. As in Colonel Sanders. That is your fate, animal. That's what you get for making me chase you around the friggin' island. Okay, so water. Oh, did I not go? Oh, I went off gathering wood. Right. I'm sure you have to water these. I may be wrong. All I know is that we're definitely going to do that again. Right, so island's been drained of resources apart from the dig spots, but I can't do any more dig spots because I don't have enough to make a shovel. And there's only one type of shovel. Yeah, I needed planks, and I've just wasted all my planks doing whatever it was I was doing. Whatever the hell I just made. Oh, building that bloody side bitty there. That's what I did. Silly bugger. Right, never mind. So we're going to put the feathers away. Net canister can go somewhere. Put it in there. And the net launcher. We need to set our sail. That's what we're going to do next. So that it takes us away from the island. And we're going to raise anchor. Weigh anchor, sorry. No, I'm going to crash into the island there. Oh, come on, let me rotate. Thank you. Like I said, crashed into the island, turned your raft. Colonel, nah, we'll stick with Sanders. That was your first suggestion. I like your first answer, we're going to lock that in. So it's Sanders. Although we can change it at any time, it's fine. And we also have, I don't know if Dave's still about, but we actually have a reusable anchor as well, look. Because we've been making so many throwaway anchors, it's been ridiculous. I'm going to move this over a bit, actually. See if I go past a heap of trees now, I'm going to be pissed off. So we watch and we wait until we're lined up with that barrel there, over in the distance. And as soon as we get lined up, we turn the sails so that we move forward. Or at least that's the plan. Oh, we're going past it, look. Good enough. We're on the right ways trajectory, so it's fine. But that one's a bit far out. Okay, so circuit board and battery, plastic, copper ingots, and vine goo. So we need to go smelt some more seaweed. So we'll do that now. There we go. Sorry, I can't pass up a barrel. It goes against my nature. The hell is it? Oh, it's a seagull. I wondered what it was. So much plastic. And I need to do some fishing as well, actually. Forgot about that. We're going to get some food with fish. And this is what we built the extra nets for. So we've now got a whole line of them as we're ploughing through the ocean in the wrong direction. We've got a whole line of nets that are now picking up stuff out of the sea. It collects in at the bottom. I think it's 10 items per net. And as you can see, there is a lot of shit coming up our way. As we head forward, straight through it, it'll just collect it all. I don't need to worry about hooks as much as I did. Obviously, you still need hooks for doing the underwater parts, but you don't have to stress about grabbing stuff out of the ocean when you've got nets, because it'll do it for you. But Bruce will eat them, so just be aware that you need to reinforce them. Or the other thing you can do is completely surround them with the foundation blocks, so that Bruce has to eat the ones around them first. Go, 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 and forward. It's better. We should. No, we're not going to get any of that. See if we catch this second bit of plastic. We did. Is there anything ship-wise or island-wise coming up on the horizon? And why don't I have a fishing rod yet? Scrap bolts and ropes. Scrap, ropes, and 1 bolt. 8 ropes. Course not. Right. I can make 8 ropes, I think. There we go. Tools, fishing rod. Right. And then we'll put those back. Those in. Those in. What did I need the vine goo for again? Oh, it was a circuit board, wasn't it? So 2 vine goos. Don't need any vine goos for that one. We do need scrapped, however. 1, 2, 3. Copper ingot, and I need a copper ingot for that as well. No, 2 copper ingots for that. So 6 plastic and 5 plastic, 11 plastic altogether. Fuck it, I've got that. Ta-da! Oh shit, I missed a barrel. How did I miss that one? So the circuit board and battery that we've just created are going to go into the research table. And circuit board, please. So, antenna and a receiver and whatever the last one, sprinklers. I can't remember what sprinklers actually do. Not gonna lie. Waters your crops automatically. Seems to be missing a battery though, so yeah, you need a battery for that. Sorry guys, it has been a rather long day. So how come I've not put seaweed in here yet? How dare I? Did I put food on? No, I did not. Do I have food? Somewhat. Pineapples. Just eat loads of pineapples. That's a wee island. That's fine. We can live with small islands. Because you get wood from small islands, so it's all good. All good in the hood. Nice one. Empty my nets again, ready for the next lot. Oh, we need some more nets. Needs fresh water. Oh, there's an egg. Right, let's see if that needs to go in the research table, shall we? Yeah, it does. Healing salve, that's what it is. So you get 2 eggs and a bit of clay, and you actually get something you can rub on yourself to heal yourself if you've taken damage. Okay. This is what we were after planks for. So I need 4 more planks. And I can make the final crop block. 1, 2, 3. Gonna have to make another water purifier as well. I also need some metal smelting, so I can make a pair of shears. Also need more metal. Oh shit! Ready, and weigh anchor. Sorted. Okay, time to salvage all this wood, because that's what we're after. Mangoes are just a nice wee bonus. Right. Next one. Oh shit, look at all that stuff there, look. Just throw it as far as I can. Not going to get the other one, it's too far away, but... yeah, no, it's miles too far away. Nothing else interesting on this island, no? Under the water edges, maybe? Okay. So, I'm going to put the wood away, and then we're going to organise it slightly. Like so. Going to put the plastic away. Don't have any more. Oh no, I do have a rope. I've got 1 rope, singular. 1. Suppose we can make a few more ropes with the 20 leaves that we've collected, so we'll do that. And then we can expand all these out, make separate spots. Metal. Where's the metal? Miserable looking fuckers, look. Well, not my problem. We've got food. Even more after this one goes down. I need the metal to smelt, and then I can make some shears, and then I can dump that on the research table and get even more stuff. Okay, and Gonna do some fishing just while we're waiting on everything else. Try and catch a couple of fish that we can put on the barbie. There we go. Can't put that on the barbecue. It's too big, we need a grill. Raw mackerel we can't. That's a small fish. There we go. Raw tilapia we can as well. Catfish and salmon class as big fish, so you can't put one of them on a small grill, which is what we currently have. We've got 2 of those. Hello. But you can put them on the big half-drum barbecue grills. This is me currently fishing for littler fish, so I can put them on the grill, so I've got some decent food. And a bloody catfish, of course. Right, so we can get rid of... No, that one. That can go on. Oh. Wood. Got wood. And then there was the raw mackerel, so we can put that on as well and place a plank. Get off. I have to come up with it. Well, I'll make a little pathway there in a second. I'm going to grab that. Just so I can chuck it on the fire to finish cooking everything. Like so. Another one here that we're going to grab. Like so. Quickly, I say quickly, we're not moving very quickly because we're starving to death. But we're going to move upstairs, grab the metal oars, like so, and drop a couple more in. And I needed the metal oars for, what was I going to build? Shears, that's what I needed. So I need a hinge and 2 scrap. And I think this may be where we come up with the problem as far... No, we've got scrap, that's fine. And 1 hinge. Craft. Gonna get the fish out of that box before it starts stinking the place up. The salmon can go in there along with the catfish. Gonna not do that because I can't do that, so we're gonna switch and eat. And then I'm gonna switch and eat again. And then I'm going to put down the mackerel, so that'll get that cooking for us. Shears. So I need 1 hinge. No, I've got some shears. Fuck off. Right, so now we can clip our llama for some wool. Pop that into the box, and that gives us leather greaves, a leather bag, no, leather body armor, sorry, leather helmet, and a backpack. And that's all that we learned from that. So what do we need next? We need honeycomb, a bee jar. Why have I never put rope down? Oh, it's learned. Ignore me, I'm talking shit now. Right, and then I can pull the bottle back down and start drinking some water because we're nearly dying of thirst again. Right, and fill that up. I'm going to look and see what we need for a second purifier. So planks, plenty. Plastic, plenty. and glass, which should be in the earthworks box. That's it. And we're going to put the wood back, or what's left of it, along with the palm leaves and the plastic. And here we've got food, which we can store, seeds, which we can also store, vine goo and seaweed and dirt, stone. Right. I need to come up with another chest for tools as well, so I'll do that tomorrow, I think, or whenever I'm next doing this. And we can now use our bottle to fill up the second one, and we've got a never-ending supply of fresh water now, and every time you drink it, waste it, water the crops, whatever, you just fill it up with salt water again and it'll start doing its thing. Okay, so we're getting eggs as well. If I put an egg on... No. That doesn't work. Okay, shark dinner. I definitely haven't seen that one before, so I would assume that that's one that we need. And... yeah, I think we'll call it a night there then. It's another couple of hours of building, drifting and scavenging islands. So we'll, like I said, we'll call it a night there. Just before I fall asleep on you guys. So, not sure when we're doing the next stream. I will definitely be doing one on Thursday because that's my usual days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday is when we normally stream. I'm not sure if we're going to do another one through the week. I might do. Could be Raft, could be back to V Rising because I really want to get back into that. I've got another one that I might play as well called Eco. So we'll maybe do that too. We'll have to come up with suggestions for Spooky Scary Saturday because I'm not working Saturday, so we're going to have to come up with a Spooky Scary Saturday suggestion that is not Deadness because I've fallen out with that game. So you can have a think about it until the next stream, and then when we do the next stream we'll do a suggestions moment where we can come up with other scary games. Some I might have, some I might not. Hell, we could even go back to Dead Space. We've still got that to continue. Because we started playing it. We got as far as we could. I think I had 2 hours. And we got as far as we could for the 13th year anniversary. So we can maybe go back to that. But otherwise, I mean, have a think about it. Tell me what you think. We will do a scary game this week, not Deadness, and not really. I'm not really bothered about At Dead of Night either because that one just really fucking irritated me for over an hour. Unless I will have to wake up early for work, I will boot up your FB one more on your next stream. Well, I normally start at about 9:30 at night, UK time. We're obviously on British summertime at the moment, so we're an hour ahead. So I'm not sure how that relates. We are 1 hour ahead of server time for Final Fantasy, so I'm not sure how that translates to what time it is for you. But yeah, no, so the next stream we do, if it's not before, it's going to be Thursday. It'll be at 9:30, all being well. And it's either going to be V Rising or Raft. I'll see what Dave's doing. If Dave actually manages to get on Thursday, we'll do Raft. If not, I will do Lovecraftian horror-themed game from Miyazaki is out of the table. Depends on which one it is. If it's a Dead Space, if it's Dark Souls or Bloodborne style game where it's absolutely impossible for me to do it, then probably. If it's anything else, if it's something that is not as difficult as Dark Souls, then I wouldn't. Oh Christ, no! I can't do Bloodborne. I cannot. Emma sat and watched me struggle with it for about 3 hours before I threw down the controller on the sofa and said, "Fuck this! I give up." The game itself looks. I'm not going to deny. I have watched plenty of videos on Bloodborne. I've watched plenty of how to get past things, how to open up your weapon and all of that. I've watched a lot of tutorials and a lot of play by plays, and Bloodborne looks amazing. Storyline didn't make much sense to me. Miyazaki has no other difficulty. It is pain and only pain. Well then, yeah, no, it sucks. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have sat and watched quite a lot of this stuff and thought, I don't know why I struggle with it. I honestly don't. So we'll just have to keep practicing, I suppose. I know that the rule for Dark Souls is get good, and that's it. How do you get past this bit? Oh, get good. But other than that, I suck at them. I really do. I will admit defeat when it comes to any Dark Souls game or Dark Souls styly game, because I just can't. I just don't know what it is. Maybe my reactions are just slightly too slow compared to what the AI is supposed to have. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's the only game I'm not bad at, but I cannot give any tips how to get into it. I'll give it another go. I'll give it another crack. Not Bloodborne. I haven't got Bloodborne. I got rid of that quite quickly after discovering I couldn't do it. I mean, I do have Elden Ring. I actually bought that, and I have been trying to play it and get into it, but I just can't get the bigger mobs take me out quite easily, actually. So we can maybe do some Elden Ring. I don't know. We'll do something. But like I said, if we can get Dave to be online and on stream, we'll do some. You've played Devil May Cry. Your reactions are more than good. Cannot even react to Orange Max. Sometimes in Final Fantasy, to be honest, neither can I. Most of the time, it's just luck and standing in just the right place at the wrong moment. So. I'll maybe do a silent stream of Final Fantasy as well. We'll maybe do some dungeons or whatever like we did with Ivy earlier. And hell, I might even co-stream with Ivy actually. But anyways, like I said, if I can get Dave involved, it'll be Raft on Thursday. If Dave's not available, I will jump back into V Rising because we were getting quite far on that and doing really well. Spooky Scary Saturday suggestions will be taken on Thursday and Friday. If I've got it, I'll play it. If I don't, I'll see if I can afford it. We've got Onryo to go back to as well, don't we? Onryo was Emma's suggestion. It's a Japanese horror game where you have to use a camera to fight off ghosts. And we got incredibly far in that, actually, considering I've got absolutely no idea what the fuck I'm doing in that one. So yeah, we could jump back into a bit of Onryo if you wanted. Spooky Scary Saturday, yeah. Just one suggestion. But I'm going to call it a night because I've been yammering on shite for the last 5-10 minutes again, as I normally do. But no, I'll see you all on Thursday if I don't see you before. Take it easy, enjoy your week. I know that one, it's a great game. I could manage that better than Dark Souls. But yes, I'm going to call it a night and I will see you all on Thursday. Enjoy your weeks. Hopefully it's not too stressful. Take it easy and good night.